Hey guys, so as you know, I'm working on Anthem and Metro game reviews, and I didn't get review copies for some of all these 4 or 5 games that came out. Not for Anthem, not for a few of them, but I'm working as fast as possible. So if you guys can give me a little bit of time on that. But in the meantime, I posted a movie review right before I started the game reviews, and I got huge blowback. I got a lot of downvotes for our opinion on Alita Battle Angel. Everybody thinks that I freaking hate it. So I had this discussion on stream with a few of you guys, and I wanted to share my opinions that I recorded off stream on, Attila Battle Angel, the blowback, always giving you guys my honest opinion, whether it's right or wrong, or whether you guys think I'm an objectively bad reviewer because I didn't like it at a 9 out of 10 instead of a 6 out of 10. But I'd like to have an open discussion with you guys and see what you think of my sort of like angry rant here on or my response to my Attila Battle Angel movie review. Okay, guys? So please be patient as we work on those game reviews, and I will see you on the next Angry Joe show. Check it out. I'm sorry, but this is the worst review you've done yet. The movie deserves a lot more credit than you give it. Well, let's examine what credit we gave it. Going into it, I had low expectations. Me too. But I just went to take my little brother. I was very surprised at how entertaining it was. I found it entertaining too, and how mature it was. Oh, me too. It has that tone, and I mentioned the tone is crazy because at first it seems like it won't do some dark things, and then later on the dude's head is cut off, and it's dark. You're not movie critics. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yet you act like your biased opinions carry so much weight when they really don't. Also, you like Suicide Squad. That's another thing that a lot of people like to bring up. That I thought that Suicide Squad was dumb fun. But this is the kind of thing. So I'm biased. You're not biased, but I'm the one that's biased because I thought the dialogue was cheesy. I thought the romantic stuff between Alita and Hugo did not work at all. I thought the villains were weak, and these are all points that everybody, other critics that love the film, agree on. And when I say that we're critics and not casual moviegoers, I'm not trying to insult you. I think a lot of people took insult to that. I want to be a casual moviegoer, but I'm just not anymore because of the amount of films that I've seen in a year. We go and see 2 films every week. It's 8 films every month. It's like 96 films a year, and I'm telling you, the casual moviegoer does not see films that much regularly. Sometimes you work hard every week, and then you want to go, and this is the way it used to be for me. I want to go to the movies, and I just want to be entertained. And if there is some good action and there's some entertainment value there, then I don't really critique it. I don't go in with the purpose of figuring out what parts are weaker than other parts. I just go in, and those parts that are weaker when I used to just watch movies, just whatever, just doesn't register with me. And that's what exposes me as kind of still a casual moviegoer because I will fall victim to the fan, bias in Suicide Squad and DC and Terminator Genesis and being a huge fan of the Terminator. There are always biases in reviews. Some of you still don't understand that that's what reviews are, is opinions and personal biases. There's no such thing as an objective review. Look up Jim Sterling's objective review on Final Fantasy. And so, in that way, I am still kind of a casual moviegoer, but most of the time I try to be a critic. I try to go in. And I think in this instance, this was a case of you guys being a super fan of the material and the material being really strong. And I went back and I looked at it and I was like, honestly, the anime and the manga got a lot of this story stuff across a lot better, even with its visuals, with its story, with its dialogue, with its world and things. And yes, the live action film here does do a faithful recreation of that, but I don't think the screenplay is very good. And I think that's what kept me out of the film, that the screenplay was relatively weak. But you guys are giving it that bonus fan points, and that's why that you're really hating on the fact that I wasn't also a fan for it and didn't give it credit after having seen the manga or the anime, because all 3 of us, we had not seen that, so we didn't have that perspective. And maybe that's what we should have done more in my review. Maybe that would have made you guys happier if we focused on the positives a little more, but also have those negatives in there. I don't know. It's a discussion that I want to have with you guys. I completely disagree. I'm sorry, but you are here's the kind of stuff that bothers me. I'm sorry, Joe. I love you. I love you too, man. But you're an objectively bad movie reviewer. Because I said this film is above average, a 6 out of 10, and you think it's a 9 out of 10. You must have completely ignored the content of the dialogue. I didn't.
That I'm not completely human.
You are the most human person I have ever met.
Her speech in the bar was completely cheesy. It was awful. All the love stuff, you were the most human, I have ever seen. It was really, really cheesy. In parts, it just took me out of the film. But please stick to video game reviews. You're good at that. You're good at pointing out the bad things in games. But when you point out the bad things in movies, you're absolutely wrong. Opinions! I'm sorry, guys. I just think that James Cameron is not a very good screenplay writer. And if we go and we look at who else was on the screenwriting, there's one other credit in that screenwriting, Leita Kalogridis. And her previous credits, House of the Clock in Its Walls, Avatar, Shutter Island, White House Down, Terminator Genesis. Another film I really, really liked, and I got raked over the coals for it. Pathfinder Alexander Night Watch. When you start to get into reviewing movies and you start to notice speech patterns and dialogue, and you notice some screenwriters have a different style and characters that the way they talk kind of take you out of the film because you're not buying it. And that's what happened here. Anyways, so I understand that a lot of you really love the movie. Alita, best movie of the year, fight me. But I had to keep my integrity, and I came to a problem. We don't script our movie reviews. We don't get together. Actually, when we drive home, it's really quiet because nobody kind of wants to clue anybody else in on what we actually thought. We don't have a powwow beforehand. Did you like the film? Let's make sure we all like the film because I think the internet likes this film. We don't do that. And I was really fucking worried. So we filmed this thing. Joe and Alex really tear into it, and I'm really, kind of mention negative things, and I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking disaster. And I was sitting at my computer, do I post this thing? And I also noticed this, and I mentioned this in my review. Critics didn't really like it. It was lower than 59. That was after the U.S. came in. I think when it was first originally in the UK, it was something in the 30s. But look at this audience score. Now, why do I think that is? I think it's probably because this is a revered series. This is beloved series. This is something that started a lot of these genres and started a lot of the different things. So when it comes to me, who has never seen the anime, who has never read the manga, this murder ball looks generic. It looks, I'm not very interested. I've seen it 100 times. Rollerball, death race, a lot of these other things. Roller derby is the girls go out and do the roller derby stuff. It's not particularly exciting for me, but that shit back then, that shit was revolutionary. That shit was amongst the first times you've ever seen something like that, and it is fucking cool, and I understand how much you love it. I really do. But you don't really have to attack me and because I didn't like it as much. And I know you want me to like it because we do like a lot of things together. And so I have to push back, and that's what it is. So if you are negative on something and the audience really likes it, you're gonna get fucking raked over the coals. And I said, should I post this? And it was like this dilemma. And I said, I have to. I have to tell you guys my legitimate opinions, no matter if you hate me for it or not. And I'm not really a contrarian. And then I think to myself, am I one of those contrarian critics that everybody fucking hates? There's this guy named Armand White. Now, Armin White has this, and I used to, before I started reviewing movies, I was like, I fucking hate movie critics. I hate them because they always manage to take something I like and tear them apart and come up with these stupid hoity-toity smell their own farts. All this stuff, man. I understand you. I'm with you on it. And it sucks because now, because I've seen so many films, I can recognize some patterns and I can realize when dialogue's not working and when it sounds really cheesy and it drops me out of a film and I'm completely out of it. I want to be in it, but I couldn't make it back in it. Anyway, Armin White is notorious for hating everything that's good and loving everything that's bad. I don't know if he still has that reputation, but it's like, oh shit, am I Armin White? Am I like one of those? Am I one of those hoity-toity critics that hates everything that you love? And I looked and I said, okay, well, let's see, let's examine this claim where Joe hates, movies, or Joe is a really bad movie reviewer, because he has a much different opinion than everybody else. And I say, do I really have that different of an opinion from everybody else on movies? So I went into my movie reviews, and over time, let's see, how many movie reviews have I done? I've done 193 movies. So I did this on stream a while back, and I looked at every single movie review I have ever done. I know. And I gave sort of a score to every single one of these. And I looked which one of these was out of the norm. Which one of these did I get a blowback as I did for, say, Alita Battle Angel, where half of the votes are negative instead of upvotes. So I went through every single one trying to find where I was wrong according to the internet. And I put together, and I've been reviewing movies. A lot of people are like, "Fuck you, Joe! Never, don't do movie reviews." We've been doing movie reviews from almost the very, very beginning. So that just kind of shows you some of that. Anyways, so I created a document, Joe's shitty taste in movies. So here's my shitty taste in movies. These are all the ones I'm super ashamed about and would disqualify me and people would bring up in the comments. So obviously the one that is a meme at this point is Suicide Squad. People will always use this against me for the rest of time. And why? Because I gave it an 8 out of 10. But but later I revised it to a 6 out of 10. But does it really deserve a 4 out of 10? That's kind of I'm thinking out loud here. Does it deserve a 4 out of 10? I actually think liking Terminator Genesis is more egregious, at least from y'all's perspective, than Suicide Squad. I don't know why you don't type that. What else? Don't Breathe was a very highly rated horror movie. I thought the ending completely fucked that film, and that's why I gave it below average, because I've seen it done better. Halloween, the reboot. Everybody thought it was the most amazing thing, and the Halloween is kind of like the Alita Battle Angel situation. I liked it, but I just didn't love it, and people were mad at me that I didn't love it. Justice League, I was like, finally they get it somewhat right. It's not a complete disaster from Batman, Superman, and all these other films. And I gave it an 8 out of 10. But you know that that's my personal bias towards Superman. You know I had a little bit of bias there. And so that was 7 out of 10. And then Star Wars Last Jedi, when it first came out, like, I have so much to say on Star Wars Last Jedi. I fucking hate that movie. I think it's the worst. I think it is broken Star Wars. I think there's a social agenda in it. And I think that Rian Johnson is such a contrarian, selfish person, and Kathleen Kennedy did not know what the hell they were doing. But it's a little bit, remember, these is 10 minutes after we saw it. So I filmed that review. I'm like, it was a good film. But honestly, it wasn't a good Star Wars film, and I should have factored that in. And as I thought about it, hours after hours and sleeping on it, then I realized, oh my God, this is really bad. And that's why we made our top 10 reasons why Last Jedi pissed me off and all this other stuff. But even then, it's funny because in the review, I was at 7, and then if you keep watching it, I reduce it to 10, and then in the spoiler section, I put it to 4. So to have credit to me, I did correctly rate it, but it just took me to the spoiler section to do it. And then what else? Venom, I thought it was an all right film, average film. It could be better. I'm looking forward to the sequel. And Ralph Breaks the Internet and Bumblebee. I just didn't like those. I thought, again, melodramatic. The girl jumps off the diving thing to jump into water to save Bumblebee. What is she gonna do? Lift this 1,000-pound thing? Stupid. It focused too much on her, not enough on. Well, Bumblebee was in it a lot, and the action was good, but I did a lot of these 80 things that were done way better in other films, and I wasn't in it. I didn't buy it. But I swear to God, from 186 movie reviews, these are all my outlier opinions. 10 outlier opinions. And all of a sudden, I'm a bad movie reviewer, you know? But I realize that a lot of this stuff, I'm just having a discussion with you guys. I realize a lot of this stuff is internet memes, and it's just, this is the discussion. And I like having a discussion with you guys. So I can't wait to see sort of what you think in the comments on this one. But I seriously wanted to push back on this one because I knew it was going to blow. I knew it was going to I knew you people were going to be pissed because I didn't love it. I liked it. I didn't love it. And I didn't want to post it. And ultimately, I was right. I know you guys. But here's the good thing. I'm always going to post something, even if I think you're not going to like it. And I hope you respect me for that. And I hope at least I get a little bit of credit for that. That I'm going to tell you as I saw it and the reasons that I gave. And then I said, well, maybe, and you guys like fucking rocked me. You're like, wow, maybe I am a shitty critic. So I go to two people I really respect, and I go to their reviews. And I secretly, I did this before posting the review anyway. We filmed it, and I was like, this is going to be bad. But I went and I watched Chris Stuckman. And I watched Jeremy Johns, who's a friend of mine. And Chris Stuckman, I consider a friend. I think I've only talked to him once via Twitter, but I like him. I watch his show. And I said, these guys are really good at movie reviews. So did we say anything that is completely out of left field that is so wrong? And then I realized all the negatives that we pointed out were the very same negatives that they pointed out. Not one thing didn't match up. It all matched up. And I watched their video, and Chris said it was cheesy, it was melodramatic, the romance didn't work. There's all the reasons why we didn't like it. The bad guys are bad. They're not all that involved. The confrontations are one-dimensional. They're annoying. His friends didn't like it. Chris's friends didn't like it because they had expectations. Jennifer Connelly was underused. I said that, even though Joe and Alex were so bewitched by Jennifer Connelly's beautifulness. I was like, give me her character trait, and they were like, beautiful, because they. Anyways, see, that's the critic side of me. So he basically did, and so he gives it a B. I don't know what a B means because I don't know its full scale. It could very well be a 6 out of 10. But he's a good movie reviewer, and I'm a bad movie reviewer because he gave it a 6 out of 10, and I gave it a 6 out of 10. What is so I know there's B, B+, A+, C, C+. Does it go to F? Does it go below that? I don't actually know. But basically, he said in the end, he's not disappointed with what he saw, and he would like to see more. Ironically enough, I said I would love to see the sequel. I defended the film against Joe and Alex that I want to see more. But ultimately, I was disappointed because I do think that they tried to cram too much into one story, and maybe that's why the dialogue felt hollow. That's why the story felt rushed, because they tried to put too much in once. And those are the points I made in the review. And guess what? The very same points Jeremy Johnson made in his review. Terrible. Laughing my ass off. You're not critics. You're just dudes talking about a movie with no actual training like the rest of us. Why is your group of friends considered critics in your mind just because you have a YouTube channel? But, man, it just sucked to see, obviously, these people are my audience, and they're my fans, my viewers, probably my viewers, and some fans in there as well. But I want to react when I get a negative reaction, and I want to have a discussion with you, and I want to talk to y'all. So, do you think I was really fucking wrong on my opinion on Attila Battle Angel? Do you think that I made outrageous points, completely different from the other reviewers that you respect? I don't think so. I think I made the very same points. And while at the end of the video, they were able to forgive all those things and give it whatever rating there is, I don't think their rating is at 10 out of 10. I don't think their rating is at 9 out of 10. They may be around 7, 8, and I was at 6. They were trying. Alex and Joe were trying to bully me down to further like a 5 or a 4, but I wasn't having it because I don't let anybody bully me on my opinions, and you shouldn't let them bully you either. So you're always going to get it genuine from me, and that's why we posted the review, even though I knew that you guys were going to blow back on me for not loving absolutely loving Attila Battle Angel. And I know it's a really long video, but it was a long time coming. My opinions on movies, and is Joe a good movie critic? Is he a bad movie critic? Can he talk? Can he point out negative things in video games? But if he does it in movies, it's not blah blah blah. I know. Let me just tell you up front. I know I'm not a good movie critic, and it's because um, I can't put in things into words as well as when I sit down and I write something. And these movie reviews are, off the cuff. 15 minutes, I'll do a movie review. So I could do much better reviews if I sit there and I sort of write everything out. But that's not what these are. These are supposed to be quick so that I can focus on video games and all that other stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a fun discussion with me on what people consider good and bad in critiquing movies and what casual moviegoers and Attila or Alita Battle Angel. In my opinion on that. I hope it does get a sequel. I hope that we do see more of that, and I hope it does get a better screenwriter, okay? And yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.